Okay. We'll start with this game. You guys pulled out the win there, but were there any aspects of this Manitoba team, is the first time you've seen them, that were challenging?
Yeah, I think in the second they had a nice stretch. We talked about in our pre-scout that they're a really good forechecking team, and I think they kind of came to life for a bit in the second. And other than that, though, I thought our team looked really good, and I thought we played our game pretty consistently today.
And of course, named an AHL All-Star today. What was your reaction when you heard the news?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Just a little bit of recognition every now and then is nice. But again, I've said it all year. I think the important thing to me is my process, and the results have been really nice, and our team has been playing awesome. So it's kind of all fit together. But I'm just really happy with the process I've had and keeping a steady mindset and everything. So it'll be good. I'm excited for a fun break.
Noel Hoffenmeyer and Logan Shaw named All-Stars as well. What's your opinion on their season so far and how deserving they are of this chance as well?
Yeah, they're very deserving. I think you could have had your pick from a lot of players on our team. A lot of guys have had really strong seasons so far. And it's just special to be able to see Shawzy been around a while and get the recognition he deserves, and then Noel has had a great season as well, so it'll be cool to share that with them as well.
So you headed into this game perfect record. You're still perfect at 9-0 now. Is there any outside noise like that you think about, or are you just dialed in on the specific game?
Truthfully, I don't know if there's outside noise. I don't really pay attention to anything. I just you said I'm very focused on the next game, and the game today's behind me, and it's about coming in each day and having the right attitude and right mindset. So I think that's what ultimately helped with the results, and that's what I got.
I remember talking to you at practice, like your first practice back, and you said how you often get thrown into the fire, and after you come back from something like an injury, and you have no time to really get going. But right now you're sitting at 9-0. Could you ever have expected that when you came back?
That's a good question. I honestly don't know if I would have even thought about it. Like I said, I'm very focused on each game, taking one game at a time, and I think it's been a little unfortunate that I've had to kind of get thrown into the fire with some things, and even with that, I'm not really thrown in the fire. I get a lot of good preparation with the staff and the coaches and everything, so I feel very prepared when I am ready to play, and I think it's just been good fortune. Our team's been playing great, and just taking everything a day at a time.
And what is to get into the mindset of blocking out noise or just being a goaltender? How do you prepare for that on a night-to-night basis when you go into games?
Yeah, I think it's for me it's very process focused. Trying to redefine how I see success, and a lot of the time doing my best to stop the puck. Sometimes I don't stop it. It's not like I'm not trying to. So I think ultimately I don't have a lot of control over that. I have control over how I prepare and control what I'm thinking about in the net and how I am playing in the moment. So I think that's what I've tried to do, and it's been very helpful for me, I think. And I think the mental side of goalie is very important, especially to me. And I've had a few years now of learning a lot, and I'm happy to see that results are coming.
All right, big win here. You guys are still undefeated. As a whole, what do you think's working so well?
I think just everyone's coming together and working for each other. I think there's a lot of love for one another in that dressing room. Starts from the staff, and it's very family-like atmosphere in there. So I think whenever you try and pull the rope all in the same direction and you want to go to bat for the guy sitting next to you, you're going to get good results.
For you, what does it feel like to be able to put one away to get the win?
Yeah, I mean, obviously anytime you get a winning goal, it's pretty important for the team, and you get the 2 points out of it. So I think we've split our season up into some segments, and we're having a good segment right now. So I think we're just trying to keep this thing rolling.
Big block shot there in the third. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, no worse for wear. Always feels better when the team's winning. So I think Joe Woll stopped 60-something on Sunday, so I think we can block some in front of him.
And speaking of Joseph Woll, named an AHL All-Star, had a great game here tonight as well. What have you seen from him since he's come back from injury that's impressed you?
I think it's his consistency, his dedication to what he loves to do. You always see him in the gym, at the rink. He's always taking care of his body, and he comes with the same attitude every day. His mindset's strong, and I think the rehab he put in for his shoulder this summer, it's really showing, and he didn't lose a step, so it's pretty impressive to watch.
Two more players named All-Stars as well, Logan Shaw, Noel Hoffenmeyer. What can you say about their game?
Yeah, I think it's good for them to get recognized. I think they've been key pieces for us, a reason why we're in first place here. So I think it's great for them, Morsey, to get recognition, a couple of our trainers as well. I think Hoff from the back end, he's been getting shots off in his first full year pro. It's pretty impressive, and then Shazzy's been doing this for a long time. So it seems pretty easy for him this year so far.
And your teammate Bobby McMahon getting the call up and making the NHL debut. What was the room's reaction to finding that out?
Yeah, I mean, it sends shivers down your spine. You see a guy that works so hard day in, day out, spent the whole summer here training, and had a great training camp, and now he got a little injured there at the beginning of the season, but he came back ready to go, and he's been dominant the last month or so. So I think it's always good to see guys get to where they deserve to go and get rewarded, so we're pulling for him. I hope he has a good game tonight.
I know like it's a game-winning goal for you, but just to know that goal helped Joseph Woll go 9-0 and break Marlies' record for most consecutive wins, like what does that mean, knowing that?
Yeah, honestly, in the room we didn't know that Marlies' record was on the line tonight, so I didn't think I thought about that at all, but just for him to set a record, I think it just goes to show you what he's been doing to this point, and 9-0 is pretty impressive, especially as a goaltender, so it's awesome for him, and we're excited for him.
Have you ever seen 2 penalty shots in one game like that?
Never. I actually told one of the linesmen before I took a face-off, never seen that before, but you never know what you're going to get in this league, so it keeps you on your toes.
Thank you. 9 wins now in your last 10 games. What was the overall assessment of this win here?
Much better process and effort by our club. I thought 5-on-5, we did a better job of controlling the game and getting to the game that we've been wanting to see for most of the season. The spirit, the energy that the team brought today was really positive, and and we could say a lot for our special teams and 5-on-5 play and goaltending again.
And speaking of energy, it seemed like in the third period there was an abundance of it. Was there any specific message in the second intermission that you gave the guys in there?
Not really. These guys are really driven. They felt the last couple games we were a bit inconsistent with our play and what our process is and how we want to look as a team. And they were hungry to get back to how we've looked and felt for most of the season, and they did a great job for 60 minutes today.
For the Moose, their forecheck is one of the things that they're known for. How difficult was it to defend that?
It was very hard. We had to make sure that we got above them before the red line so that they could dump it in on us. We'll look at the film. They made some adjustments as the period went on, and I'm sure they'll make more going into the next game here in 2 days. We know they're going to be a tough test again.
Abruzzese on the top line, what did you think of his play and how he looked up there with Shaw and Anderson?
Looked really good. The biggest thing he's been focusing on this year is his competitiveness, how he's getting pucks back for the team. I thought this was one of his best games of the year when it came to those items, and his puck play, obviously a big assist on the goal there to Shazi in the first period, and a lot of chemistry there with how those guys think.
And can you touch on the 3 players that got the All-Star nod today, so Joseph Woll, Noel Hoffenmeyer, and Logan Shaw, and why they deserve a chance?
Yeah, they're all very deserving, all for different reasons, but they're good hockey players. They're great people off the ice. They work hard. Joseph Woll now has been here for some time, and it's impressive to see how much better he's gotten year to year. And this year he's just putting it all together and looks really solid and confident. He's relying on a good system, and proud of him for the work that he's put in. Noel Hoffenmeyer, limited opportunity last year, I would say. Spent the whole off season here in Toronto with our development staff, really putting in the work, and it's really come through this year. And what's really impressed us is how much he's stepped up physically for our team and sticking up for teammates with a couple fights, and his physicality and his defensive play in the D zone. And now he's found his confidence with the puck as well, putting the puck in the net. Then Shazi, he can go on and on about the character that he brings to this group. He elevates the leadership within the room for everybody, and demands from everyone as well in a real healthy way. And he pushes the group, he pushes himself, he has high expectations of his play on the ice, he backs it up every night. And it's been really fun to coach this team, and these three guys have done a really good job at earning this honor and getting to represent our group.
And when it comes to a player like Bobby McMahon, as a coach and watching his development, what type of feelings do you get seeing him succeed and get to this point of making an NHL debut?
It's always exciting. It's part of the reward, selfishly, that we get to have in our jobs is helping these guys, get a step closer to living their dream that they've been trying to get to as kids. And I'm excited to go back and at some point here tonight or tomorrow morning watch his shifts and see how he did. And we all, and the players too, they're excited. Our whole group is excited anytime a player gets to go up there and crack the lineup. So he's very deserving. He's a hard player to play against, but just really proud of him.
How would you describe Joseph Blandisi, a goal, a big block shot near the end of the third period? How big is it for him to do that to secure Joseph Woll's 9th win in a row?
Yeah, he sacrificed his body tonight. Everyone's kind of banged up at this point in the season, and he doesn't hesitate to keep doing it over and over again. That's why he's one of our leaders, the heart and soul he has for playing for this jersey and for this organization night in and night out. And we had other guys tonight that sacrificed in a big way. Coco had a couple big blocks, and more than any year that I've been here, this team and this group is so willing to sacrifice themselves physically for doing the hard things to win hockey games. There's a lot of winning habits in this group, and they know to possibly do something great, they've got to do it consistently.
Any update on Matt Caldwell?
No, not at the moment. I know he didn't return. I'll let our medical staff evaluate him and hopefully have more answers in the future.